Hey guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to be talking about the do's and don'ts when you start making real money. Real money from when you get that first big job when you get out of school, whether you got your master's, MBA, or law degree, or you finally have done what you had to do to pass a big test to then start working on a trade you've been working at, or if you have your own business, you've been working for years, and now you're starting to make good profit. The do's and don'ts with that, guys. Now, this is a mistake that so many young guys make. They struggle for years, busting their butts, getting through high school, college, onto a master's, or like I said, working on a trade, or they start a business and they're finally making money and they want to enjoy themselves. And what do the young guys typically do? They go off and they buy a new car. Not just a car to help them get from point A to point B, a car they really can't afford. Or they go and get themselves an apartment that's really big, bigger than they need, that they can't afford. Designer clothes, jewelry, watches, expensive shoes, you name it. Spend, spend, spend. Not realizing that they are simply just now stuck with these monthly payments that they really can't afford. They think they can afford. Because the young guy gets a job, his first big job, and he's excited because, let's just say for argument's sake, I'm going to pick a high number here. Maybe he got his master's degree in business, or maybe he got a law degree, and so he gets a beginning offer of a $100,000 a year salary. I'm just picking a number, guys, okay? And he's thinking, this is great. I'm making a ton of money. I can therefore get this, this, and this finally. Without realizing, wait a second here. I got to pay taxes. Without realizing, doing all this before he gets his first paycheck to see how much is going to be taken out for federal income taxes, state income taxes, if your state charges income taxes, city or local income taxes, if that's applicable, Social Security and Medicare. You get my point. He goes and does this without even realizing how much is going to be taken out every check. And then he gets that check and he's like, what? I got to pay this much? And at that moment, a guy who was once a progressive or a more liberal guy starts the path to the conservative side. But that's a discussion for another day. But the point is, young guys do this because they feel like they've earned it and all. And next thing you know, they've got all this debt. Guys, that is the last thing you want to do. I get it's tempting, but do not fall into that trap. What you should be doing is you get that job and you're making good money, finally after all these years, or your business is paying out, the business you start is finally, the profits are coming in. What you should be doing, as hard as it is, because the temptations are there, is saving money. What you should keep doing is living cheap as you can, and use all that extra money that's finally coming in to take care of any debts you may have racked up. So let's just say during college, to survive and get by, you obviously racked up more credit card debt. I'd recommend you start paying those credit cards off right away. Get rid of that credit card debt, because that revolving balance, you're paying interest on that, okay? That's going to the credit card companies. The shareholders of the credit card companies are cheering that you have that revolving balance and you have to pay interest on that. This is why I own stock in 2 credit card companies, because you can always count on Americans to live beyond their means, but on purpose. Not because they're just surviving, but because Americans tend to live way beyond their means, okay? Call me evil, but it is what it is. It's business. But anyhow, pay off those credit card debts. Get rid of that debt, okay? Your credit score will improve. You pay off those debts, you're no longer paying interest to the credit card companies and the banks, and your credit cards, your credit will start to go up. A higher credit score will help you when you want to actually get a car, or take a loan for a car or a house or something like that, other things. You want that. You get yourself an emergency fund. Put money away, because I got news for you guys. Shit's going to happen in life. Your car may break down. Your dog or cat may get sick. You may injure yourself. You may lose your job. You need money put away that you can access right away to take care of things in case something happens. Okay? A lot of these young guys, they just blow it away on bullshit. Don't ever do that. Pay off the credit card debts. Get yourself an emergency fund. A good one. It's arguable. Some people say 3 months worth of living expenses. Some people say 6 months. Some people say a year. It depends on your situation. I would certainly, at the very least, have access to 3 months. Probably 6, depending. With regards to the car, If your car, you've had it since high school, and it is on its last legs, and it has 175,000 miles on it, it's going to die at any moment. You don't need that breaking down on you. So that's an okay reason to get yourself a new car, because you now have that new income coming in. However, you make sure you can certainly afford it. That does not mean, even if you're making what you consider to be a lot of money, that you go out and buy yourself a foreign car, a Mercedes S-Class, or a BMW, or you get the point. Something that you don't need. Okay, you can get you something nice, reliable, but helps you get to point A and B and C. Down the road, when you're making a lot more money and you've gotten rid of debts and everything, then maybe you can consider something a little bit better. But for now, something not too bad, but doesn't be this expensive car to show off. And that's what it really is about for young guys, showing off. Why? Because they want to get girls. They want to show everybody how successful they are. Well, guess what? You lose your job, and all of a sudden, the bank is repossessing that Mercedes or BMW that you can't pay anymore. Right? You'd be a lot better off if you had something that you got that you could put some money towards in the down payment, and you have very minimal monthly payments. So if you get into trouble, you can just get by. Not these big payments going for a Mercedes or BMW or something even more expensive. Think about it. Common sense. In regards to your living situation, if you have been living for a few years with a couple of roommates and you can't wait to be on your own, I get it. But it might pay off to live a little bit longer with those roommates, another year or so, to save money. Again, pay off those debts, emergency fund, and then the extra money you have, save it towards maybe buying your first property, a condo, a house. Put that money away. Keep living cheap, no matter how much money's coming in the beginning, guys. And maybe you're living with your parents, and they may be driving you nuts, but they're still letting you live there, save the money. Don't go pissing away on bullshit, having the nightlife and all that, okay? Pissing away on girls. So many guys do that. They do all this stuff because they want to get girls to pay attention to them. That's stupid. Save your money. Get rid of the debts. If you can start making it, if you have say you have a decent car, a functioning car, and you owe some money on that in the car loan. After you pay off your credit card debts because it has the highest interest rate, pay off those. Try to get rid of that car debt because the car is a depreciating asset anyway. That's not worth putting a whole lot of money into, especially early on. Get rid of that and start saving money so you can actually then have it towards something you like, putting a down payment on a house or something like that. Start investing it. Now, keep in mind, I'm not a certified financial planner. I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. I'm just giving you practical advice. This is entertainment. A little disclaimer there. I'd start putting it away and invest it in ways that you're comfortable with. Talk to a certified financial planner. Start investing in various funds. Not so you can have the money to use to piss away on bullshit in 6 months or a year, but so you can grow to build wealth. Develop your net worth. So many guys want to piss away on bullshit. And you know what? People can see through that a mile away. If you're trying to impress women. If all of a sudden you went from driving some old beat-up Toyota Camry from 1998 to all of a sudden driving a Mercedes, and all of a sudden you're walking around in these designer clothes and so forth, that says something. You're trying too hard. You look ridiculous. They can see through it. They're laughing at you. Guys, be smart about this, okay? Down the road, after you have paid off your shitty debts like credit card debt and credit card debt and auto loan debt, and you've saved up an emergency fund, you got some money put away, and you got saved up for your first condo or house, and not too big of a house, then you can then treat yourself to some of these things down the road. But right away, keep on that grind, guys. Work hard, save your money, live cheap, okay? You will thank me down the road. Some people could watch this and say, okay, boomer. Well, first of all, I'm nowhere close to being a boomer. I'm 43. But I've seen so many people get into so much debt because of this stuff when they're young, or destroy their credit. It's not worth it. Believe me, your future self will thank you. And you will thank me for saying this. And you'll be so much further ahead of everybody else. So while everybody else is driving around some car they can't afford and wearing a bunch of designer clothes that they can't afford, putting out the image that they are successful, putting out the image that they're rich, guess what? They're not rich. They're in debt. They're in their debt up to their eyeballs. I guarantee you that their credit card bills are through the roof. Meanwhile, you may look like you're just an average Joe, but guess what? You don't have any debt. or very little. You may have some student loan debt depending, but you may not have any more credit card debt, no auto loan debt. You got an emergency fund. You got a brokerage account, ownership in individual stocks and funds, and you're building up your IRA. You're going places. You're saving up for that down payment on a property while they're living in some apartment they can't afford. You see what I'm talking about here? That's the way you want to go. In the end, you win. You have the last laugh. So guys, don't fall into that trap. Okay, because many of you guys that watch me, I know this from the emails I get, are really working hard to improve yourselves. Really working hard to get that better position, start a business, all these different things. Well, now you're getting there. Don't make those mistakes. And believe me, a lot of you guys are right and have very good sense. You do. But there are a lot of people that temptation will get the better of them. So it's best to address this in a video and talk about it dead on. That way, these guys don't make the same mistake. So, all right, guys, quick video, but I want to point that out. Something been on my mind as it's been a year and a half since I started the channel. It's good to get right into the do's and don'ts. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. If there's something I left out, please put it there in the comment section. I'm freestyling this. I have no notes. I'm just going. I was just at the gym. I was thinking about this, and so if I left something out, let me know. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.